No complaints whatsoever. I guess the turf of the market, which is that there is liquidity, there is global strength, there is whether it is FOMO or whether it is madness, the participation in the mid and the small cap space continues. So the week gone by, I guess you got support from the laggard sector also, which is IT, but purely in terms of in market, I mean, you cannot find a fault line. This is a market where, if I may use the good old phrase, that make hay while the sun shines, and there is a lot of sunshine, and which is a function of liquidity, global strength, and participation. In this kind of a market, the approach has to be very simple. You do not want to preempt the market top just for the sake of preempting the market top. You have to be with the flow. However, in this market, you should also not be blinded with valuations, which is that you do not want to make fresh investments. So what you own, stay. You don't want to invest more. However, in the run-up to the budget, now the near last 2 weeks versus next 2 weeks would be dramatically different. We have earnings, we have budget, and also globally also, you would imagine that the earnings season in a sense will have its implications. So post-election, this market has been in a roaring uptrend. That roaring uptrend now seems to be settling, and you may actually see volatility and you may see news reaction rather than a technical push. So last 2 weeks versus next 2 weeks, it could be dramatically different.
In fact, Nikunj, last week's, the second half of last week's action was clearly dominated by what happened in IT. 7% up move in TCS. Is also responsible why 24,500 is captured on the Nifty. You think IT, the mojo may very well continue looking at the way HCLTech panned out?
See, IT is going by the market cap addition as well, I think.
Yeah, see, the numbers do not inspire that kind of confidence. If I look at both HCLTech, and we have two numbers to judge from, that the IT has turned. So incrementally, the decline has arrested, but just because the decline has got arrested, that does not mean that the business trajectory is going to improve. That's the first part. Second, IT has been a laggard sector. And why just IT? Look at what happened to Maruti last week. What did they get? Tax benefits by the state of UP in a category called hybrid, and the stock went up by 8%. The similar kind of a phenomenon, I think, was visible in IT last week. IT has been a laggard sector. It's a sector where participation is not there. It's a sector where everybody is hungry really to come back from other sectors to IT, because it is cheap and these companies in a sense are not very expensive. So in my judgment, I think the rally in IT stocks, especially on a stock like TCS or in some of the other IT stocks, I think was a bit of a stretch. The follow-up may not be there, and IT, just because it's a backbencher with the market momentum, it's a rising tide phenomenon. I think I would wait for the first quarter and another quarter before you get convinced that things are really turning for better for IT. I mean, you need to get early in the trade, but I think I'm not very convinced that the trade is there. At least that's my assessment.